Good day, everyone. Congratulations for completing all your quarter 1 tasks. Welcome now to quarter 2. Lesson 1 focuses on the language of research, campaigns, and advocacies. As a grade 10 student, you are being engaged in content and learning experiences that can help you gain deeper understanding of matters that will help you deal with real world problems and solutions. In English, this involves understanding and using language to connect with others and creating a lasting impact within and across different disciplines. As you journey through Lesson 1, you are expected to gain a clear understanding of the language of persuasion and different language features employed when writing in these fields of interest. Language plays an essential role in our lives. More than just serving as a way for us to communicate with one another, language also enables us to inform, entertain, influence, and persuade others. This is usually the case when we engage in various fields of interests, like doing research work, campaigning for a specific cause, and supporting an advocacy. While the fields differ at some extent, one common aspect that we can observe among them is the use of a common language. Research makes use of a formal, academic, and persuasive language to communicate discussions and present findings for variable study. Language enables the researcher to effectively communicate valuable results to his or her target readers. In the case of research studies, the language a researcher uses also adds up to how reliable and convincing the research findings can be. Understanding the language of research can also mean becoming familiar and acquainted with terminologies usually associated with conducting research studies like theories, concepts, variables, hypotheses, and samples. On the other hand, campaign and advocacy are two closely related concepts, usually seen in the form of speeches, print based materials, songs, video clips, and informational advertisements, among others. A campaign, usually social or political in nature, is technically defined as a planned set of activities that people carry out to attain a certain goal or objective. A campaign speech, basically, is a well planned speaking activity that aims to excite, persuade, and or motivate listeners, convincing them to adhere to the speaker's ideas. An advocacy, meanwhile, refers to activities that argue, plead, support, or favor a certain cause. Unlike campaign speeches, advocacy speeches present strong points that may either support or contradict existing policies and legal mandates on specific topics or issues. Simply put, the element of persuasion is a common factor one may observe in the language used in research, campaigns, and advocacies. Now, let me discuss some of the language features or language devices usually employed in persuasive writing. Emotive language, modal verbs, involving the reader, rhetorical questions, using evidence, repetition, adjectives and adverbs, association, bandwagon, experts. Emotive language involves the use of words that evoke emotions and make people feel a certain way. This makes the writer sound more convincing. This is commonly used technique when writing headlines in newspapers or delivering speeches. In the given example, the emotive words are gun violence, claim, and young lives. These words may actually trigger the readers or listeners to respond. Second is the use of modal verbs. The use of words that express modality or how likely something is going to happen. helps adjust the level of certainty of events to suit arguments. When carefully chosen, these words help improve the quality of persuasive writing. Third is involving the reader. This is done through the use of personal pronouns like you, your, we, our, and indicative words like together. These words establish connection with the author and the reader. If the writer will say, "Help us in saving our world, you can do something," the reader will feel that the issue is personal and important for him or her. Likewise, using an we and ourselves in the given example makes the readers or listeners feel their importance in solving a problem or issue. Moving on, rhetorical questions are questions that are not supposed to be answered. Instead, they are asked for effect, to illustrate a point, or let the reader think. The use of questions that sometimes state the obvious can convince the reader to agree on the points being presented. Using evidence, on the other hand, involves the use of facts, figures, or quotes from experts to highlight the writer's authority and make the arguments presented more convincing. The given statement is a fact about global warming. Thus, presenting it makes the readers more convinced on how serious this issue is. A writer can also present graphs or utilize some reliable reports and studies to support his writing. The sixth one is repetition. This technique involves repeating keywords, phrases, or ideas to appeal to the readers. Using carefully selected adjectives and adverbs makes it possible for the writer to influence how the readers feel. Association tries to link an object or an idea with something already liked or desired by the target audience, such as wealth, success, pleasure, and security. Hence, if the writer says, "Health is wealth," the readers will believe how important it is to take care of our health. Similarly, associating success with determination or hard work is a good way to encourage people in reaching their goals. Next, bandwagon. This makes the audience believe the idea that everyone is doing it or that everyone likes something. Since people have the tendency of wanting to fit in, this technique makes it easier for the writer to convince the readers, viewers, or listeners. Anyway, who does not want to be in, right? Finally, we have experts. This means relying on expert advice from trusted people like doctors, scientists, and other professionals for things that the audience do not know. In commercials, for an instance, we usually hear statements like, "Most dentists recommend this brand of toothpaste." Since they are more knowledgeable on this matter, people will, of course, follow them. Or the statement, "Doctors say that vaccines are safe and effective." Of course, since they are the experts on the field of medicine, many will surely believe on them. The idea that these experts are risking their credibility to support an object or idea makes persuasion more effective. It is important to understand that different techniques work for different purposes. The next time that you will read research papers and see or listen to an advocacy or campaign materials, look for the language of persuasion or language features. Or the next time that you will be asked to create one, do not forget to incorporate the language of persuasion and language features that you have learned today. That's it for today. Remember the 10 language of persuasion and language features that we discussed today. Thank you for listening and thank you for watching.